Hey, it's me again. As you can tell, I'm in the hospital, so that fucking sucks. I tried filming this and then my doctors came in and I'm distracted, so I'm starting over. But I've been sick now for, what is it, like a week and a half, so that's fucking amazing. I got like a cold last Tuesday. It's now Friday the 13th. And on Tuesday the 3rd, I think, I got a cold. I was helping my sister move, and then I was like, oh, I have a cold. So I was just laying in bed at home, thinking within a few days I'd be like, okay, like that's the worst of it. And I just kept getting worse. And I had to call off work that Friday, and then I ended up calling off work that Sunday, and then I ended up going to the ER on Sunday, and my heart rate, like really by this point my cold wasn't too bad, like I didn't have a stuffy nose, I wasn't like coughing more than I normally do, but I was like so out of breath, like I would literally like roll over in bed and be like gasping for air, like it was horrible. And so I ended up going to the ER because I'm like, I don't think this is gonna get better from me just sitting here, but I don't know, like maybe it will, so maybe they can tell me if I just need to suck it up or if they should be putting me on medication. So I went to the ER. My heart rate is at 141 beats per minute, which a normal heart rate is between 60 and 100. They said, like looking at my records, I'm normally around, I think like 90. So that's like really bad. And that's why I was so out of breath, because like my heart rate was so fast. It was like as if I just like ran a marathon or something, but I was literally just sitting there like doing nothing. And I also couldn't get any sleep because my heart rate was so fucking fast. One nice thing though, I didn't lose my appetite. Like it's definitely not like at its best, but it really didn't go down very much, which was nice because typically when I get sick, my appetite is the first thing to go. So anyways, I've been in the hospital since, well, they admitted me Sunday night, and now it's Friday and I'm getting out today. They're changing my G-tube, which, if you don't know what that is, basically it's a tube that goes into my stomach that I can hook up to a machine so that and then it feeds me food overnight so I gain weight when I actually use it, which I haven't been using it very much at home. What I mean by that is at all at home. So I'm feeling better. I'm excited to go home and eat. I'm excited to go home and bathe because the room that I'm in this time doesn't have a bath. Most of them don't, but typically when I plan to come here, I think they kind of like save a room with a bath for me because I can't shower because of my port. But because this is kind of like unexpected and like spontaneous, you know, they just gave me the first room that was available. It did not have a bath. So I've been wiping myself off with these like fucking wet wipes. So nasty, just crusty. And I also, because I didn't plan it and I was feeling so sick, I was like, I should probably pack a suitcase. But I was like just so like out of breath. I was like, I'm just going. So I've been wearing this shirt for 6 days. It smells disgusting because I have sweat in it. The sun is directly outside, so I'll wake up from a nap drenched in sweat. I've been wearing the same pants, I've been wearing the same everything. I haven't washed my hair since last Thursday, so that's 8 days ago. And like, the hair thing doesn't bother me as much because I'm a hairdresser and I know you're not supposed to wash your hair every day, so like, alright, it's fine. Like, I just kind of look at it as like, at least that's kind of healthy, but like, the sweaty thing is so gross. But whatever, I'll get to go home and wear other clothes that aren't disgusting. So I'm looking forward to it. transitioning from that to like another topic or just my health in general. Monday is my lung transplant consultation day. And I'm extremely nervous. Like basically I'm just not thinking about it, but I'm sure on the day of I'll be extremely nervous. My friend is bringing me, one of my best friends is bringing me, and he's always been good with like supporting me when I feel like shit, so I'm finding comfort in that. One thing that worries me, a while ago when they had mentioned lung transplant, it was kind of like with CF, when your weight goes down, it makes it easier for your lungs to go down, and then when your lungs go down, it makes it easier for your weight to go down, and they just keep like going down. And so they had prescribed the feeding tube to help hopefully maintain or raise my weight so that my lungs didn't keep going down and bringing down everything with them. And now I'm kind of hearing from the doctors a lot that like my weight is so low that I may have trouble getting on a transplant list. I don't know if they wouldn't let me or if it would just be they'd be more hesitant, or like I don't know how any of this works. But I've been hearing that from a few different doctors. They don't like come right out and say it, but they're like, we're really worried about, because when I came into the ER, I was like, I really want to be out. Like Monday I have this appointment, or this upcoming Monday I have an appointment, and I really need to go to that. Like I don't want to reschedule it. And they were all very good about prioritizing that. And so like everyone here knows that I'm going to this fucking appointment, and so everyone's like talking to me about it, and a lot of them have mentioned the concern of my weight and going on a transplant list. But in my head, at least when I first heard about getting a transplant, I thought kind of like, and I don't know if this is something that I made up or something that my doctor said that made me think this or what, but basically that once you get the transplant, your lungs will be really good and it'll be a lot easier to gain weight, which I think is true still, because when I'm healthy, I don't have a problem eating. I could eat all day. I could eat whatever the fuck I wanted. Like, it's just that I keep getting sick, and so then I lose my appetite, and I need extra calories to get healthy again. But if I was just healthy, then like my weight would shoot up. So that was kind of my thing. Oh, well, I'll just get a transplant. I know it's not that easy, but like once I get a transplant, the weight thing won't really be an issue theoretically. But now they're kind of saying the transplant will be, or might be an issue theoretically because of your weight. And that kind of, I don't know, it's just like one more thing, and I don't know. I'm having a really hard time with my CF, not just with the fact that it keeps fucking ruining my life, but also this is something that I'm working on and something that I only recently realized, but like I really do a lot of comparing my life to those around me. I think that's normal for people in general, and probably unhealthy for just about anyone to do. And I think in some ways it's like good, because you can know like if you're on the right track, or like like when you're measuring babies as they grow up, if they're too small or they're too big, or like if they're just right or whatever. And so like it's good to kind of know where you fall, I guess, but I mean, I've been doing it to the point where it's like if I don't match what someone without CF is, then like I'm not doing it right, or I'm not good enough, or I'm not, I don't know, like the ideal and perfect me is a me without CF, basically. And I don't think that that's helping. And I'm like putting a lot of pressure on myself to not have CF instead of to be the best version of me I can be with CF. Sorry, people are making noise. And it's really hard because, you know, none of my family has CF. None of my family really has much illness, like, other than, like, my brother got migraines and stuff, like, nothing serious. You know, I go on Instagram and it's, as I was saying, I look at Instagram, for example, and it's people who can work 5 days a week, 40 hours a week. It's people who can go do things like go to a museum for the day, or can, I don't know, like go to Hershey Park for the day or something. It's just filled with people who live average lives without CF, and I'm just kind of like sitting here like, why can't that be me, or why isn't that me? And I think like in my head that's kind of like the standard that I have to be like that, and maybe at least for now that's not really accurate or realistic. But it's weird because I remember growing up, I know I've probably said this in so many of my videos, but like my CF wasn't bad growing up. You know, I pictured having a normal life and, oh, I also have to do some treatments, or I also, you know, whatever. But like now I'm 23 and CF is fucking taking over my life. Ignore my blue finger, I had a ring on and did that. But it's like, I never prepared for this, and so I'm just kind of like still in the mindset that I can be how I used to be, and I get that's probably like not true. And like I was talking to my social worker, and oh God, ugh. Anyways, I was talking to my social worker, and she's really good with like emotional support. I never really thought of like, can people not be loud? I never really thought of like doctors in like this setting to be like emotional support people, like especially with the doctor that I had growing up. He was very much like, well, I'm your doctor and you need to do your medicine, and there was no emotional support offered at all. So I'm really thankful for the CF team that I have now, because I think that they like see me as a person rather than just like a CF patient. But she was talking to me and she kind of like mentioned that she doesn't think that I've like accepted basically that I have CF, or that this is what CF is in my life or whatever. And I definitely agree with that. So that's something that I'm trying to work on. And I think I'm getting there, but I'm not anywhere close, you know? So that's kind of where I am mentally. If any one of my like 2 followers or subscribers or whatever has suggestions, whether you have CF or you just have something in your life that you had to accept that was really difficult or that you didn't want to. Logically, I clearly I know I have CF, but my heart or something isn't there yet. So if anyone has any suggestions on how to make that a little bit easier, I'm down for suggestions. So, yeah. Okay. I'm done.